One of my favorite drills I like to cover today is called the triple shed. The purpose of the triple shed is to teach the linebackers how to defeat both high and low blocks while moving laterally and staying square. The main emphasis of this drill is that you have to emphasize the linebackers bending from their knees and not their waist. A lot of times when you tell a linebacker to get low, their first initial response is to bend from their waist as opposed to squatting down and bending from their knees. The drill is set up as such. I have three guys that are representing offensive linemen. They're placed on each dot. The dots are probably about 3 to 3.5 yards apart. I have a guy holding the shield in the back. He's going to be in service as a running back. And as a linebacker coach, I stand behind the linebacker, and I will signal to each individual block on what type of block I want. The two types of block you get in this drill, first is the high block. The high block, they're going to come off. They're going to stay square and try to hit the linebacker in the mouth. And the way we teach our linebackers how to take on high blocks is we use the term of rubbing the ribs together. And all that simply means is that we want to emphasize the linebacker being able to rub his elbows against his ribs with his thumbs up. That's going to guarantee that his hand's going to be inside in order to help him win and in order to help him shock the blocker and be able to now to do a drop step and then rip and run to get over top and get ready either to make the tackle or get ready for another block. The other block you'll get is a low block or a cut block. And the coaching point with that is that we tell the linebackers, obviously, you have to bend your knees, but we tell them they need to shoot two hands and two eyes at the crown of the helmet or at the screws of the helmet where the logo is usually right in front of, right on top of the face mask, right at the crown of the helmet. So in order to do that, you have to have great knee bend. But then also once you make contact, the point is you gotta give ground to gain ground. Once I make contact with the crown of the helmet, I want my linebackers to give ground, to back up a little bit, and then now to gain ground, regain that ground once you control the block. So the drill is set up as so. The linebacker is 4 yards deep, and he's all set, one man outside the first block. And then as he moves, that's going to initiate the drill. And then once he get off the first block, then we teach the second block that as soon as he get off that block, then now the second blocker need to come and execute the block that I gave him, as well as the third block, and then we'll finish with the tackle. So then he lines up. The linebacker initiate the drill by moving. The first block, execute a low block here. Not a good technique. He should two hands, two eyes, aim for the crown of the helmet. Got a second low cut block, third low block. This day I really want to emphasize the low block, and really out of 2 or 3 of those blocks, he should have been cut. All right, and then now we got to get a better finish. All right, so obviously I couldn't put that on tape, made him go again. All right, and the same thing, they got to do a better knee bend. Good job giving ground. Good job here rubbing his ribs on a high block at the end, and a good job of clubbing and basing at the end. And you want the linebacker to emphasize stepping on their toes and drive for 5. All right, same things coming up. Cut block here, high block right here by the second block. Good job of rubbing the ribs, thumbs up. All right, drop step, get off the second block, third block coming, cut block, and then now, boom. All right, drive for 5, step on the toes. All right, next linebacker coming up. All right, got a cut block here, got to give ground to gain ground. All right, he didn't give ground. He missed with his hands. All right, got to bend his knees a little bit more, and you want to give ground. All right, second block, good here, rubbing the ribs together. All right, good job rubbing the ribs together, and then now he's surprised by the third block, got a cut block. Low block, which if this was a real live game situation, he'd have been on the ground. All right, good job here, rolling his hips and stepping on the toes. And then now, only thing I would say, you want to drive for 5. Want to drive, knock them back more. Want to always get used to knocking them back. All right, now the same drill, you can do the same drill without pads. All right, we don't have any pads on here. Instead of pads, we got the blockers now holding the shields. And it's the same coaching point. You could do same stuff you can get done. You can do the high block and you do a low block. You really don't have to sacrifice anything. So this is a drill that our kids can do in the off season by themselves when we're not on the field with them. All right, they can constantly do this. They can work with each other. All right, and get these precious time of learning how to take on a block and not knowing which block is coming. So good job right here. Good hands, good eyes, 2 hands, 2 eyes, giving ground on his last block. All right, that's why this guy's in the NFL. All right, very coachable, do exactly what you say. And look how he exaggerates the finish. Driving for 5, all right, stepping on his toes, all right, his hips with the pad. That's a great finish. All right, so now let's take our training to the game.